Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another Inspiration Collaboration Design Team Challenge. This month, the design team is challenging each other to use dies that coordinate with DSP. So I have chosen Nests of Winter and the Winterly Treetops dies, and they coordinate nicely with these birds. So you'll find several collections from Stampin Up that have coordinating dies. I'll use another one later on. And it's nice if you are not crazy about coloring. You've got these images that you can die cut and they're already colored for you. So the pictures that I'm going to scrapbook are from a hike that I took with my friend Mindy a couple weeks ago, and it's in the foothills in Denver or above Denver, and it is called Mount Falcon, and we hiked to the ruins of this home. A man named Walker, he built a mansion up there in a beautiful location, and this was in 1910. And sadly, in 1911, it was struck by lightning and it burned down. So these are the ruins. And then he also planned a summer house for the president at a location along the trail. And again, sadly, it was never built, but it gave us a really nice hiking trail. So Mindy and I went up there, and it was about 4.5 miles, and it was snowy and mucky, and we had to wear spikes, and that just gives you a really good workout. So yeah, it was a good day. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to use a base of Seabrook, and this is the light side, and I think it plays nicely off the color of Mindy's jacket here. So that will be my base, and it also will be kind of sky. And then the bottom portion of the layout, I want to use these birds. They're in the pussy willows, and it's got the two images, the top and bottom, so I just split that in half. I cut it at 6 inches, and so I could use one piece for both sides. Then I'm going to bring in this other pattern, and it looks like snow. So for the right page, I've cut this at 10.5 inches across. And then for the left page, I've cut it at 7.5 inches across, and it's 7 inches tall. So we're going to set up our pictures. This picture is of Red Rocks Amphitheater. If you've ever seen a concert there, we were above the amphitheater in the mountains right beyond that. Very pretty. And I'm still deciding exactly where I want my photos to go. I think I'll put my journaling there, and later on I'll flip things around, but this is the general design. And for these 3 pictures, I'm going to use a flip flap. So I'm going to stack them, and we'll add a flip flop later on. And then I'm going to bring in some shimmer trim. So this color is called Aqua. I really like that. But first we'll try a couple more. This one is Pine. It could work. And this one is Mist. No, that's a no. I think I'll go with the Aqua. I like that. There's a little shimmer there. So we'll cut off a couple bits and just let them live there for a minute. And then I'm going to bring in another pattern. This is a green stripe. And we'll cut, let's do 1.5 inches, and I'm going to create a couple banners. So we'll go ahead and dovetail. Just cut vertically in the center and then take each corner to meet that snip. And we'll just tuck it under here. Something like that. And then we'll do the same thing for the right page. And we'll tuck that under the right side. I'll shorten them before I glue them down, but just so they can sit there for a minute, and so I'll just see what it looks like. And then I'll bring another pattern in. So this looks like birch, and the other side looks like pussy willows. A closer look with a darker background. I like that. So gotta make sure I have it in the right direction. I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to dovetail those as well. First, I thought maybe it could go up there. Not crazy about that. Maybe I'll put shimmer trim there. We'll let it sit there for a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and dovetail each of those sides. Now this one has a directional pattern. So you'll see I get the left side correct. I'll go ahead and tuck that under. And then we'll dovetail the other one. A little bit fussy here until you get things glued down. Nope, I think I like that shimmer trim there instead. Okay, so let's go ahead and dovetail the other. And this is where I make a little goof. When I dovetailed that and I put it in on the right side, the pussy willows were upside down. And I figured that out right now, so let's go ahead and dovetail the other side. And this is why I leave a little extra for mistakes. Okay, that's gonna work. All right, I think I like that. And I do need something to go above the photo block. So first I thought I'd use this birch paper. We'll just let that sit there for a minute. It's a little too light, I think. I'm not crazy about it. So I'm going to bring in this textured metallic specialty paper, and this is in copper. And I have more plans for it, so I think I want to pop that above the photos. So because this is pretty bold, instead of using 3/4 of an inch, I'm going to go with a 1/2 an inch. So we'll go ahead and cut that. And then we'll let that sit there. Okay. I think I like that. We'll go ahead and cut another one for the right page. I think that's going to work. Okay, so that's a 1/2 an inch by 10.5. And that will go on the right page. Okay. So that's my base. And that's the flip flap. So these other two pictures will go in the flip flap like that. And it gets adhered to the top of the page protector. And then you can open it up. Okay, so I have glued most everything down here, and I flipped those 3x4 pictures. I decided they looked better reflecting or mirroring the right page, so I moved them on the inside. And that way the flip-flap can be open like a book. Okay, so now let's make some fun embellishments. Okay, so I'm going to cut out a bunch of these birds with the coordinating dies. And the way I do it is I go ahead and cut around several images, because you can't use your trimmer and cut a straight line. You'll cut things in half. So I just cut around a few of these images and get a piece cut off that works in the trimmer or in my die cutter. And also I'm going to cut some pine cones. This is from a close to my heart collection called Evergreen Cardmaking. And I'm also going to cut a circle from Spotlight on Nature. I'm going to use some of that birch paper that I tried to use before. So I'm going to pick one that I like here. And this is the birch paper. So I'll cut a circle there. Okay, so off camera, I've cut a whole bunch, and I've cut some pine cone images in that metallic paper. And now I'm going to create a journal block. So these are the Nested Essentials dies, and I'm going to create a journal block out of this birch paper. Okay, so I like that. And then I'm going to bring in Golden Greeneries dies. These have some vellum and also pattern paper that match. And I've got the Graceful Greenery vellum that matches this pine bough. And then I've also cut some other pine boughs from that collection in Evergreen cardstock. Okay, so off camera I did my journaling and I cut a whole bunch more of these pine boughs. And we're ready to start decorating. But first, I want to do my title. So this stamp set is called Timber Scrapbooking. And I pulled the one that says The Mountains Are Calling. And I'm going to stamp my title on this circle that I cut from the Spotlight on Nature dies. So I'm going to use early espresso. And we'll go ahead and stamp that out. Lots of images to create embellishment clusters with. And like I started to say before, the pine cone I cut with the textured metallic copper paper. And then I layered it with the detail of the pine cone with some espresso cardstock. Okay, so that's my title. I love the way that looks. Okay, and then my journal block on the right page. So let's start creating some embellishment clusters. So I have a lot of pine boughs in both the vellum and evergreen. I can use those birds on the left page because they're looking in to the layout. I think they're going to live there. I like that. And I'm going to do a little surgery on these guys because they're too big for that other side up there. No, I don't want to cover up the picture. So I'm going to do a little surgery and just cut out one of these birds from this cluster. Pretty easy fussy cutting here. So we'll just trim around the bird. I don't have to be that careful because I'm going to slide part of it under my title circle there. So that bird's going to live right there. Okay. So now I'm going to tuck in some pine boughs here and there. And I'll speed things up in just a second, but I want to leave everything in so you can see my process here. So just going to tuck things in. And I think I need another pine cone. Maybe there. Maybe. I think I want 2 pine cones. So I'm going to put them there. And then I'll tuck another pine bough in. Okay. Now we can work on the right page. And I want to use these birds. Not crazy they're looking the wrong direction, but that can't be helped. So I'm going to use them anyway. I just got to figure out a way to fit them. We'll try the red one, maybe. I think the journal block needs to slide over. Okay, so now the 2 birds will fit. And then we'll create another cluster on the left side of the journal block. Tuck a pine cone in. And then we'll tuck another pine cone in and a bough. Just layering and tucking things in like that. And then we'll put this red bird on the left side of the journal block. Do you get cardinals where you live? It's a little too cold here in Colorado, but we get stellar jays. They're blue and they are just gorgeous. So off camera, I've glued everything down, and now I'm going to add some adhesive textured dots. These are a bronze color. I think they're close enough. They work with the copper. So I'm going to scatter a whole bunch of these all around. They come in 2 different sizes. So just scatter little clusters of 3 and 2 and 1 all around my embellishment clusters, just to keep the eye moving. So I will put still pictures of this layout and close-ups over on my Facebook page. The URL is at the bottom of your screen. I'll put a link in the description below as well, and you can give a follow and see some closer looks at this layout. And be sure to click on the playlist for the Inspo Collab Design Team Challenge this month. I'm excited to see what everyone has done with dies that coordinate with DSP. I'll make a list of all the supplies that I use with links in the description below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'd sure appreciate it. And then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.